Alright guys, welcome to a rarity on this channel, a booter vid. Yeah, I actually managed to make it to a car boot sale this morning and I was very excited. As I put on Facebook, I drove there grinning with unjustified excitement. Unjustified because there's usually not that much treasure at the booter that I go to, but I was so excited. I felt so elated this morning. I was literally grinning as I drove to the booter. Maybe that's partly because I've been drinking for the last 2 nights in a row and I felt really grotty last night. So I woke up feeling refreshed, saw that the sun was out, and then realised, oh, it's Sunday and I'm off work for a change. I can actually go to the booter. So yeah, really excited to actually get down there for a change. And got down there for around about opening time. The queue was huge. Absolutely massive. Usually I'm a bit further forward in the queue, get there a little bit earlier, you know, but this time I was kind of towards the back, so there was that. And I started to feel that competitive urge, that ugly competitive urge, looking at everybody around me thinking that they're all rivals, they're all enemies in this scramble to the booter to look for the riches that are there. That's if you can even get to the riches yourself. If you can get to the treasure before the fucking traders have gone round themselves and tried to nab everything for themselves. Oh, we'll get to that in a bit though, we'll get to that. It was fairly decent. It was fairly decent actually. I wasn't expecting much. I actually got some cool stuff. Let's do it in the order in which I picked them up. There was so many stalls there. I haven't seen that many stalls there ever before. I got to the one at the race course in Nottingham. If you know it, the three large areas were filled up, but also it was going right down the track as well. So many stalls, and of course, you know, I just zoom through. You know, I just look for the games. Of course, you know, you do one round eagerly, trying to spot any kind of games, and then maybe you go around a second time with a little bit more in depth. But yeah, so yeah, it was decent. Okay, this is what I got anyway. So first things first. I should say, if I was collecting PS2, I'd go home with a bag full of stuff every time I go to that booter. But my preferred console for that generation is the original Xbox. You know, slightly better graphics, I just prefer the console in general, the spines look nicer. I collect for the original Xbox over PS2. I only really go for the exclusives on PS2, you know, for that generation. So yeah, there was a hell of a lot of decent games that were going for peanuts on PS2, but I just can't bring myself to get the PS2 version if I know that it's also out on the original Xbox. So I did see a couple of Xbox things there, and when I see those green boxes, my eyes light up, because that is probably my favourite console to collect for. Now that my Mega Drive collection is winding down, I haven't really got much for that recently. So yeah, anyway, so for the original Xbox I did get Driver 3. I couldn't remember if I already had this, turns out I actually did. A little bit gutted that I already owned this, because I picked this up for 50p, and I'm pretty sure I probably didn't get the other copy for that much, but 50p for Driver 3 complete. Yeah, pretty sweet. And another game for 50p on the original Xbox is Midnight Club 2. I don't know anything about the series, I don't know if it's any good. It looked pretty nice. You know, I'm not an expert on racing games, but I do enjoy them from time to time. That's complete and in good nick as well. So yeah, 50p for Midnight Club 2, 50p for Driver 3. I was pretty happy with that. Yeah, that set me off on a good footing. Right, went on some more stalls. Quite a lot of people, as usual, had Wii's, the original Wii's, but people tend to ask too much for them. I mean, they're really common, you know, and they're not that desirable anymore. You know, have they ever been? I don't know. The consoles are really common. But people ask stupid money for it. You know, someone was asking 30 with some shit games. Someone was asking 40 with some shit games. And I'm not going to spend that much money on a Wii. But I have been wanting to get an original Wii, because my idea is to mod one. Then obviously, you know, get all of the Wii games and GameCube games for free. You know, my game room is pretty limited in terms of space. You know, the shelves are already pretty chock-a-block. I haven't got room to start a decent sized collection on the Wii or the GameCube. I just haven't got the room for it. And frankly, you know, if you can get them all free on a modded console, I would rather do it that way. But I did finally pick up a Wii, is the point I'm getting to. So on a stall, there was a guy with a Wii bundle. He wanted 15 quid for it, and I channeled my inner Tootie. I wasn't going to have it for 15. That's still too rich for me for this console, which I don't really need. You know, I've got plenty for the consoles to keep me busy. This is kind of a project that I've been meaning to do, but it's not really urgent. So he said 15. I channeled my inner Tootie, and I says, we take 10. He said, and they were oh, well, not really. 15's already pretty cheap, and he's right compared to what everybody else is asking for a Wii. 15 was pretty cheap. But I says to him, well, I'm not really that desperate for it, you know, take it or leave it kind of thing, you know. 10 quid, bosh. He accepted it. So I've got myself an original Wii. Finally, hopefully, if I can figure out how to do it, going to have a modded Wii to get all those games for free. And it is, of course, the more desirable older version with the GameCube ports there. Of course, so this plays 2 generations of Nintendo awesomeness. Don't know why I'm showing you that bit. Flappage. It came with the stand, which I probably will need actually. My setup's pretty chock-a-block, so that's useful to have that. So yeah, the Wii and you know, sensor bar, power lead, da 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 da. No controllers though, but that didn't bother me because I've already got several Wiimotes, so that was all right. Oh yeah, and it came with some other stuff as well. So that's 10 quid for the Wii, the stand, the bits and pieces. Wii Sports, you got to have Wii Sports. Wii Play, I'm sure there's some fun in that, is there maybe? Wii Play. And Family Ski, oh yes. So yeah, they were just with it. Oh, and also, yeah, of course, 3 Wii wheels. What do they call these? Wii wheels, yeah. 3 Wii wheels boxed. So 3 of them, which I have absolutely no use for. And they've probably got 0 sell-on value. But I'm going to maybe try and get some money back for these to make the Wii even cheaper than it was. 10 quid, I was happy to pay that for a Wii in decent nick with, you know, finally allow me to do the modding projects that I want to do. So yeah, maybe I'll get some back for that. I doubt there's any sell-on value in those things, but they were with the package anyway. So 10 quid for all that lot. I was happy with it. I was happy. I was buzzing at that point. And glad that I took my rucksack out with me. You know, something to actually put stuff in, because I was feeling optimistic. The sun was out, you know, I was feeling good, my hangover had gone. It was a good morning. Yeah, so moving on. So like I said, PS2 games 10 a penny, not excited by them, even if they're good titles. I'm usually going to go over to the original Xbox if I can find them. They don't turn up as much on car boots. Another console that games for which don't turn up very often at car boot is the GameCube. I saw a stall with a couple of stacks of GameCube games, and your eyes light up when you see GameCube games at a booter, because it's just not as common. Now the lady wanted 4 quid a go for these. I got her down to 20 quid for 7 games. It's still probably a bit overpriced. I did have a bit of a rush of blood to the head, purely because it's GameCube and you just don't see it very often. And of course this goes right against my idea to have a modded Wii and therefore not have to buy any GameCube or Wii games. So I already got the Wii at this point in my bag. Good deal, tenner, all the free games to come when I get it modded. For some reason I bought a load of GameCube games right after that, going right against my plan. But like I said, you just don't see them at car boots very often, and I had a rush of blood to the head. And I thought I was doing alright by getting 7 games for 20 quid. So that's what? Just over 3 quid a game. She wanted 4 quid a game. This is not a great deal. I haven't you know, I haven't got an amazing deal here, but there's some cool games I'm sure I'll have some fun with. Whether it's a good deal or not for 3 quid a go, probably not. But anyway, I haven't actually checked the discs either. I should have done that. No, that one was fine. Right, so we've got Star Wars Rogue Leader 2, Rogue Squadron 2. So the Star Wars games on GameCube, a lot of fun. I'm pretty sure these were cross-platform, but were they? I can't remember. But anyway, Rogue Leader 2, Rogue Squadron 2, Rogue Leader, blah blah blah. I'm sure that's going to be a quality game. Yeah, I don't think I've played that one yet. Another Star Wars game, Clone Wars. Again, not sure about the quality of this game, but it was exciting to find, you know, GameCube games there. For some reason I've got two manuals for this. Bit weird. God knows why that is. And check the discs. So yeah, it's just the fact that you just don't see GameCube. So at 3 quid a go, it's not a brilliant bargain. I probably should have aimed a bit lower. I probably should have offered a 15 for the 7 games, but 20 quid is the number that came out of my mouth. She jumped on it, obviously. Yeah, then we got, just taking the sticker off, another GameCube game. 1080 Avalanche. I like snowboarding games, what can you say? Star Wars Rebel Strike, this is Rogue Squadron 3. So, yep, another one. Complete, is it complete? No, I don't think this is complete. Oh, unlucky. Well, no manual, just one of those user manual consumer information booklets. But, yeah, Rogue Squadron 3. Disc is alright. There we go, there's that one. Now we got a game that I've been looking for, looking to get on the original Xbox. Like I said, obviously graphics a bit better on the original Xbox, and it's my preferred, you know, console to collect for of that generation. But I saw this there, and this was cheaper than people are asking for it on eBay, and it's Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. Pretty generic, but by all accounts pretty fun looking platformer. That's Ty on the GameCube there. Yeah, so there's another one, complete again. And the last one on GameCube, yeah, this is probably the one that when I picked up I thought this will make the bundle worth it. That's what I thought, but actually on reflection it's really not. It's really not as you know, desirable a game as I first kind of thought. Anyway, it's Pikmin. Unfortunately, of course, as you can see, it is the Player's Choice Edition with those horrible silver boxes. But it's Pikmin, it's a fun game, it's a well thought of series. The first one, it doesn't go for a lot though. I mean, this goes for 3, 4, 5 quid on eBay when it's in this state, when it's Player's Choice and without a manual as well. But like I said, a bit of a rush of blood to the head. Didn't check through all the boxes, you know, in depth, and after 20 quid she took it. So, but GameCube, you don't see it very often, and that's why I jumped on it. But there you go. So 20 quid for that lot. Not a terrible deal, but kind of pointless since I have now got the Wii. So I'm going to have to look up a video on how to mod a Wii. Hopefully it's something I can do. I'm not technically gifted in that area, but we shall see how we get on. There was one other find there, and this was actually a bit of a treasure. This was a pretty good fucking find actually. Pretty lucky to find this, and it is a PS2 exclusive. The only, you know, it's the only reason I really get PS2 games. It's Dark Cloud. I got that for 50p. 50p for Dark Cloud. Now that's quite often a 20 quid game on eBay. You can get it for less if you're lucky, 15, 13 even, if you're lucky, you know. But Dark Cloud is definitely a game that I was looking to get anyway. You know, I love my RPGs. It's complete, and this really made the day. This really made the day for me. Dark Cloud there. Really happy to get that for 50p. Absolute steal. Now it's rare to find something at a car boot that's desirable for cheap, especially this one, because you have a certain trader, and I'm sure there's at least one at every car boot, a game trader, who goes around all the stalls hoovering up the deals before the public are let in. And I think that is disgusting. Disgusting. Of course it's inevitable. It's inevitable that is going to happen. If they're trying to make a living out of this, or at least a second income, whatever it is, they're going to do that. They're going to go around and try and hoover up the bargains, stick it on their price, mark it up by 300% and sell it on. It's inevitable, but it just gets my goat. Because it's so, I don't know, it's just, oh, it's so uncouth. Uncouth. In stronger words, also. But yeah, it's really cynical, I think, you know. You go around the stalls before anybody else has had a chance to have a look, and you're hoovering up these deals on games that the sellers might not know what they've got, you know what they've got, but you're not getting it for your collection. You're going to put it straight on your stall, mark it up and sell it on. And this one particular trader was talking to me about the fact that she did go around this place, because she was eyeing up my GameCube games, and she was eyeing up Pikmin, and she asked me if that was rare. It's not fucking rare. now, and it's not dear at all. But she eyeing them up, and she said she's seen them on the stall, but she's left them there. She's probably right too, for the charge prices that the other person was asking. But yeah, I managed to get one in. I managed to get one without, you know, before she got to it. So I was happy about that. But yeah, that's my booter vid. Happy to actually get out there for a change. Yeah, I work some weekends and all the rest of it, and you know, that's it. But yeah, so I got some other pickups as well, but I'm going to save that for another video, because I think a couple of them in particular deserve, you know, a bit more focus than to be lumped in with a booter vid. Happy to be doing a booter vid. Yeah, not quite tooty levels of awesomeness, but I was happy with that haul. Alright guys, I'll see yous in the next video. Bye bye.